Hey Astroholics, how's it going? Andy here. Just wanted to shoot a little video for you today. We had that contest go up for Dynamite Droid, which is, of course, a little bit of a photography contest. And you guys know I do love my photography. I love good pictures. So I thought I would shoot one or two videos that would help you out with getting the most out of your photography. And really, it's very simple. Honestly, if you're going to shoot something that's like you want just a nice simple background on, just want to show off a figure, how good you painted up your Bandai kit, this is the perfect technique to use. And really, it's not hard. The best key for anything is lighting. If you don't have good lighting, you're really not going to end up with a picture that looks really good. Pictures taken inside, usually, especially if you're taking them at night and you only have incandescent bulbs going, it's not going to be the best shot. And there are different colors of light, and that's why. All cameras, your cell phone camera, um, you know, digital SLR cameras, Nikon's, Canons, even going back to film cameras and you actually using film, those are all actually geared for outdoor light. So sunlight. Sunlight is 5,600 degrees Kelvin. That's a way of measuring the color temperature of light. Indoor lighting is those incandescent bulbs. Those are pushing down into about the 3,000 range. It kind of depends. Fluorescent lights are about 3,200 or so. Incandescent bulbs get down into the high 2,000s. And that gets into the more yellow lights. The fluorescent lights are actually green, believe it or not. Sunlight, it's blue. It's just our eyes just white balance everything out. So having good light is definitely going to be a way to help you out with taking a good photograph. Now, I know from some of the other videos that I've done and some of the comments I've made on Astromex Anonymous, I've told you, hey, I just go out on my porch. And I do. And hey, check it out. That's where I'm at right now. This is my porch. Like I've said before, I live on the second floor in a little two-bedroom apartment, but honestly, this porch is perfect for lighting. Now, here we go. There's another house across the way. The sun actually rises out that way. So in the morning until about 11 o'clock or so, this hits actually some pretty harsh sunlight. That is actually not really good at all. If you can see right now, I actually have nice blue skies going on. So this is actually pretty decent. So I know the sun is actually at a optimal color temperature right now. But the best part is that I'm underneath a roof. So this actually provides some nice even lighting, although obviously I am going to have more lighting coming from this way. This side of an object that I photograph will be shadowed a bit. But here's what we're going to do before I ramble on too much more. And I'll show you why we're going to do an edit, and I'll show you the setup that I'm actually going to use. But here's how I actually photograph pretty much everything. If somebody asks for like, hey, what's that figure look like? I don't have that bad figure, or what's that? My new Bandai kits that I paint up. This is exactly the way that I actually photograph everything, and I'll show you this. And here's really all that we're going to use. I got the die-cast R2 and R5D4, some typing paper, and just so I can show you, I have a cell phone, my last cell phone that I used, and I have an envelope, and here's a piece of foam core, cardboard box, and actually that's the tub that we use for composting. So really, it's not hard. Go and find a nice shaded spot like this. If you actually have an overcast day where the clouds are pretty even all the way across the sky and you're just getting, that dull gray kind of that's actually pretty decent lighting too. So let's make a quick edit and I'll show you exactly how this setup is. So now with the whiteboard down, normally I would take a piece of typing paper, a nice fresh piece of typing paper, and put it against the back like this. But you know what? That's a little bit far away from the camera. So we are going to improvise. Look at there, found a flower pot. So now here's what we're going to do. I'm just going to use that for a background. Nice fresh white sheet. Curve it, okay? Don't fold it. you're going to want to set it down. Okay. So there we go. Just like this. I'm going to scoot this a little bit closer. I'll put that behind it. Alright, so look what this does. Now if you think about it, if we crop here and we crop here in a final picture, you're not going to see those edges at all. Right? Okay, so this is really good. This is called a cyclorama. One of those wonderful little things I learned about with photography and TV news and all of that jazz. And here we go. There's R2. Got him set it on the page right now. So he is holding it down. But see, if we crop right there, look how beautiful that is. He's just sitting right there. Now, like I told you, there's going to be more light coming from this side than from this side, right? So here's what we're going to do. Let me get my other camera out. I'm going to scoot this back a little bit. And I am just trying this now for the first time, so let's see, how well does that show up? Yeah, that's sunlight. Not too much. So there, look, it's kind of an auto, you're kind of almost auto cropping it yourself right there. So, if that paper stops moving from the wind, and you just snap a sheet like that, what that cyclorama does, because it's nice and smooth, and again, you see how all this area here whited out when I put the darker phone in front? If I take that phone away, look at that. You can see everything now. So, if we go ahead and we do that, there is your perfect picture. Now what you want to do, since probably on a shot like this, it's going to have pretty much everything in focus. It's going to take everything and just of R2 and just kind of keep them in focus. But if you want to make it a little more interesting, you can hit an autofocus. Everybody always looks at the eye, right? Tap up here. And what that does, it's going to put a point of focus here. It's going to lower the depth of field by making that iris wider. Tap here. And now down here, oops, let me tap up there again. Down here, it's actually going to be out of focus. Alright, here's a quick shot of R2 and exactly what that looks like. Here's the wide shot without the tap. And then after the tap, look at that bottom foot. Look at the foot in there in the back. Go back to the first one, back to the second one. See how that went in and out of focus? There you go. So that's just, honestly, that's a little tip. Exactly what you can do. This setup isn't hard. I come out here, honestly, a lot of times I don't even use the foam core. I just set the sheet down on top of the composting tub, put it against that cardboard in the back, put the figure down easy enough to hold it in place, size it up in the camera, snap the picture. There you go. He's done. It is just that simple to get something nice. Now, if this side was too dark over here, what we can do is a couple of things. Well, one, check this out. I have this wonderful little daylight flashlight. And it's kind of got a magnet on the end there, so hey, if I happen to be there. But look, see how much that actually just kind of brightens up that side. Also, what you could do, I showed you guys the envelope. The envelope can act as a bounce. Okay? Just look at R2. See how much it's even lighting up right there? If you just take this envelope away and put it up close, and then you crop your picture right here, just outside, or the inside of the envelope. Look at his dome too. Look at the dome up here. See how that lights up? See, it's dark. And now see that it's light. That light is just from the sun. It's just bouncing off the envelope and hitting and lighting that backside. Simple little tricks, guys, and you can have beautiful looking photos too. I know we have a quarantine day kind of going here, quarantine week, quarantine month. But honestly, this is just something that you guys can do to help make some of your photographs look really, really good. So it's just really, it's something that's just this simple. I come out here on the porch and I take photos all the time. And really, you bring a piece of typing paper, you bring your phone, you bring your droid or whatever figure that you're photographing or whatever it happens to be. And if it'll fit in a piece of typing paper like this, it's perfect. If it's something a little bit larger, yeah, I will definitely put down the poster board, the foam core board. I also have another piece that I put straight up here. So yes, while it does create a right angle in Photoshop, honestly, it doesn't really matter a whole lot. When you go into your settings on the camera, and let me see if I can actually find it here. Old phone, I'm trying to remember how to work this thing. Let's see here. Let's go to photographs. Let's go to, here's a shot. Here's an old shot that I did. Look at there, Hoth droids. Now, if you go down here to edit, there's probably an edit button. Looks like a little pencil. Okay, can I edit? Oh, well, I can't edit that one for some reason. Let's try this one. Okay. Oh, that's not one. Okay, here we go. Here's a shot. Here, I shot a pop of Moana, right? Added her boat in the background, so I know I can edit this one. All right, so I go and I edit. You go over, there's 3 little slidey bars over here. Okay, go into the slidey bars, and basically what you can do there is one that's labeled contrast. All right, if you just take the contrast and you just slide it up 3, 5, 7 points, you can watch the color on your picture deepen and become a little bit richer, and actually your photographs, you'll be surprised, will look remarkably better. So remember, go into the edit, go to the contrast, and just slide it up just a little bit. You don't need much. The cameras on these phones are pretty good nowadays, so you don't need much enhancement, but there's always sometimes a little bit of maintenance editing you're going to have to do. So try that also when you're done. Even when you have a good photograph on a setup like this, I'll always go in and just bump up that contrast just a little bit. It makes it look so much better. All right, next shot, next video, maybe we'll take a trip down somewhere down in the lawn. We'll bring these guys. We'll let R5D4 have some time in the spotlight, and we'll take a photo, and I'll show you about how to photograph in, out in the wild, make it look like he's actually somewhere instead of sitting next to a giant dandelion or in giant blades of grass. We're going to make it look like he's actually in environment. Okay, so thanks, Astroholics. Hopefully you got a little bit of good photography tips out of this video, and we'll see you online. Bye.